and all present here. I'm Anjana Krishnan, here to host today's program on Career Impetus for Engineering Aspirants from School, organized by the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, St. Joseph's Institute of Technology. On behalf of the department, I'd like to extend my first and foremost gratitude to our chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan sir, our managing director, Mrs. S. Jessipriya ma'am, director, Mr. B. Shashishekar sir, and our respected principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran sir, for providing us this wonderful opportunity. On this pleasant day, I'd like to welcome Mr. Suresh Kumar sir, B.Sc, B.Tech, ME, Senior Engineer at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Pune. I'd like to thank you for accepting our invitation and being here for this occasion, sir. We are extremely delighted and grateful to have you here. We welcome you, sir. And I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to our head of the department, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya Madam, Student and Staff Affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini Madam, Lab Affairs, for their endless support. Last but not the least, I'd like to welcome the students gathered here for the session from various schools. It gives me immense joy to welcome you all to make this event a grand success. Now, I'd like to invite Ms. Heini Catherine from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering to give the citation about our speaker.
I take immense pleasure in giving the citation of today's speaker. Mr. S. Suresh Kumar is currently working at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, TIFR, National Center for Radio Astrophysics, NCRA, Pune, India, as a senior engineer, group head for fiber optics, feeds, front-end systems, and RFI mitigation groups. GMRT Observatory, NCRA, TIFR, Pune, India. He holds master's degree in microwave from Pune University, Pune, and bachelor's degree in electronics from Madras Institute of Technology, MIT, Anna University, Chennai. And he has also done his bachelor's degree in physics from Vivekananda College, Madras University, Chennai. He has 28 years of experience and he imparts training to engineers in the field of RF, fiber optics communication, and sensor system. And he has also guided students' project for UG and PG courses. He is an expertise in research and development of RF over fiber, CWDM, DWDM based analog fiber optic communication systems, long haul gigabit Ethernet link, 40 GE, CWDM, DWDM based long haul GBE fiber optic link for data transport, total fiber LAN network for office premises and multi-store buildings, antenna feeds and receiver electronics, EMI, RFI mitigations, and shielding solutions for radio telescope instrumentation. He has worked in projects like installation of IRNSS, Indian Regional Navigational Satellite System of ISRO at GMRT in a EMI shielded container, and also designed a low-cost cable 16 beamformer using Butler matrix for MXAT project, NUM University, Mexico. He has deputed abroad in Jodel Bank Radio Telescope Observatory, Manchester, UK, Astron, Dwinglo, Netherlands, URSI International Conference, Chicago, University of Calgary, Canada, NRAO, Socorro, New Mexico, USA, University of Mexico, MEXAT, NUM University, Mexico, FAST Telescope, Guiyang, China. Mr. S. Suresh Kumar has presented many national and international papers in the field of fiber optics communication, antennas, RF system, and EMI.
Thank you, Heini, for the wonderful citation. Now, before moving on to the session, a few instructions to the participants present here today. I request all the students to stay muted throughout the session. Kindly type your queries in the chat box, which will be answered by the end of the session. The feedback link will be posted in the chat box at the end of the session, and all the participants are requested to fill it to receive their e-certificate. Now, I request our speaker to take over the session. Please, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Anjana. That was a very nice voice and nice presentation by Heini. I like her presentation very much. It's good, keep it up. And let me share my screen and enter into entire screen. I hope my screen is visible to you. Hello.
No,
My
sir.
slide
No,
is not
sir.
visible.
No, sir.
Okay.
Not it, sir.
Yes. Just a minute, I still have. Yes. Yeah, this is fine, right? So
No,
you are
yes.
able to.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Now it's come. Yes.
Okay, right, okay. Yeah. I'm working from home, so in case net disconnected, I will change over to my mobile network. So give me some few minutes, change over in case there is a disruption. Okay.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, this topic is something kind of a motivation and guidance kind of topic, which normally I'm at technical talks, but I thought, okay, I know the problems of students and the faculty in getting motivated, the students difficulties. So based on that and my experience,
Sorry, sir. Can you
Slide
put it in slides, sir?
yeah, it is a slideshow, right?
No, sir. We are not.
You're not getting
Yes, no, we are not getting in the slideshow mode.
Sir, just click from beginning. Yes, sir.
slideshow mode, right?
Just click that again, sir. Could you
Yeah.
please?
You are seeing big screen now.
That building carrier screen alone,
Yeah.
sir. But it's not in the
Not in the full screen mode, sir.
full screen mode.
Okay. Let me see entire screen sharing mode.
Okay.
That's what I tried earlier. So my screen is visible now. How about now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
You are getting full screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, good. Voice is clear, right?
Yes, sir. Everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay, right. Yeah. This is a little relaxed talk. So, so I'll be talking on this how to build a career in the field of engineering and what are the technical trends currently where the students can move on. And before that, I would like to give a little motivation to the students and some confidence. What I see in many of the students is lagging the confidence and lagging some kind of guidance, and they are not sure what path to take and how to plan. Okay, so I will give some one or two slides, a brief suggestion, and you can say an advice also. After that, I'll move a little bit on the subject. So let me tell a small story for you. You know, this is a movie dialogue. Okay. Basically, I I studied my engineering in a roundabout way, basically, because I wrote my entrance exam. Out of 50, I got 37 marks, but I did not file the application for getting engineering college admission. So entrance, I got good mark, but I didn't file the application for admission. So my name did not appear in my admission list. So finally, I landed in my B.Sc degree at Vivekananda College. I did physics, but in between, I have an interest on medical. So I wrote my medical entrance exam. I was short by 3 marks, so I didn't get my admission. And like NEET, you have here All India Medical Entrance Exam was there at that time. There also, the exam was cancelled due to the same political conflicts. So I couldn't write my exam. So then second year again I applied for the engineering. When I did it, again I did the same mistake. I did not file the application to Anna University, but I wrote my entrance and I got my score. So my classmate who failed in 12th, he got the engineering admission in the second year, but I didn't get my admission even then. Then I came to know that what mistake I was making, that I did not submit the application to the university for getting admission. I only submitted entrance exam form. I got my score and nothing happened. So it is 2 years, second year again B.Tech, B.Sc physics. Okay, I continued. Then I thought, okay, let me continue one more year, 3 year B.Sc. Let me continue. After that, I took my M.Sc from one of the college in Chennai only. Then many people wrote the entrance for MIT. I also just walked in and I wrote my entrance exam. I got about 102 for 120 total score. Okay, I didn't prepare, I just went and wrote. But all my classmates who went for all coaching, everything, they did not score so much. So I got a very good seat there. And I got electronics communication in MIT. Okay, then I kicked back the MSc seat at which I took in physics. Then I started my career with engineering again. So it's like that. So why I'm telling is that whenever you start your career, it's not like one path you have to take. You have to have a fallback option. If not this, what next? If not this, what next? Like that, you should have planned already. It's not that you didn't get an engineering admission, you are stuck. No, you should take a differently. Okay, same thing I did for my 10th class also. When I completed my 10th class in the vacation, I went and completed my telephone operator course in case my father was not able to support me for higher education. So what I'll do, I'll go for the telephone operator and I earn money. So I was prepared for it. Then what happened is I started doing B.Sc. Same time I learned typewriting, like lower and higher I passed. And in case I didn't get an engineering or a job with my B.Sc degree, I can go as a typist or some receptionist somewhere. So I was prepared. Like the career doesn't end anywhere. You should have a fallback option everywhere. Okay, if not this, next. If not this, next. If I study electronics, I will look only for some government jobs. Yes, no, not always possible. If not, what else? But you should keep your target always focused. Yes, I will keep trying, but you should not be free enough. You have to keep have the fallback option and keep moving. None of your time should be wasted in life sitting idle. This is what I wanted to tell you here. And I have a lot of students in my career who are settled in abroad, who have their startup companies on their own, and people are big professors in IITs who are all my students. Okay, but the mantra I tell them is this. Okay, first of all, to an engineer, okay, it's a very good question that they should ask them, or others should ask them, what is your market value? If you complete your engineering, you come out, okay, what is your market value, which means that how much you are worth in the market. Okay, you should make yourself worthable in the job market. Okay, to do that, what you should do, that you should prepare for it. The second one is, you will have all value everything, but can you sell yourself in the market? Which means that in the job market, you should try to get your job. Okay, you have all degree, you have all qualification, everything, but can you sell yourself? The shopkeeper has a lot of mangoes with him, but he is not able to attract the customer. He will not sell those mangoes, even if it is very good quality. So this is the second question. Can you sell yourself? The third one is, are you ready for that? Are you ready for going into the market in search of a job to build a career? You evaluate yourself. Are you ready for that? The fourth one is that if you are not planned, let us start today. Okay, you missed all these years. It's okay. Okay, but still you have a chance to start yourself from today. Okay, so that is one thing. Never give up that saying, oh, I lost my thing, I am delayed. No, it's even next minute. Okay, you should start planning. Okay, nothing late. You can say, people say no, nothing late than never. It's like that. Okay, you should start planning your career at least today. And final thing which I always tell my students and people is that encash your age. Okay, this is very very important, because for example, in a marriage also, if you cross beyond the age, you will not get an alliance, right? Same way in the career also, your age should be encashed, which means you should build your career, you should make money, everything you should do. Okay, start early and go ahead far in your age. Okay, so by 30 years, okay, what do you gain? 40 years, what do you gain? 50 years, what do you gain? 60 years, what? It's like that. As age goes, your chance of building your career, okay, keeps narrowing. Okay, and if you have built the career at the younger age, then you are well off at the higher age. So I always tell people that encash your age. Like in a software company, it's about 40 years by which you have to earn your money. After that, nobody recruit you to a fresh job or anything unless you are so much qualified and in a better position. You can get your job. I know one of my relative who got a job at the age of 53 in a software company because he was good at it. He could market himself. I was really proud to see him there. Okay, that is the thing. So encash your age is the everyday mantra. If students are attending, take a snap of this, ask this question to you every day, plan yourself, talk to your guide and teachers, or you can write to me also. Okay, and be confident and plan. Don't waste your time. For example, every day you take dinner and you go chit chat for some time, watch some TV serial or late night movies in your mobile, and then go to sleep. No, that is not the time now. What you ought to do is learn something new. Take magazines. If you see in the engineering college, how many people go to library? If at all you go to library, you take your subject book. Subject you are doing in class, you are doing at home, everywhere. Okay, but have you studied journals? Have you studied magazines? Okay, that you see it. Have you studied electronics magazines or any automobile magazines or computer related magazines and journals in your library? How many of you have visited and seen? Every library has that. Okay, so you should borrow those magazines, go home, read it like a book. Okay, or any subject other than your curriculum. Read what is the current technology, what is the current field it is going outside. Okay, just read a chapter, take a Xerox copy, go to bed, lie on the bed and read that chapter. Let it be chapter, let it be an article, let it be a project work or somebody else. Just read it. After reading that, you go to sleep. Every day you plan some reading before going to your bed. That reading habit an engineer should have, okay, to make himself updated. Even if you become an engineer and you end up in a job, you don't update it, you will get rusted like an iron. Okay, an iron pipe left on a open place, it gets rusted. Okay, so you have to upgrade yourself in the field of engineering because technologies changes, but the core subject what you have studied, the basics, they never change. The technology grow over that. Okay, so whatever you have studied never go waste. Okay, it helps in building your career. It helps in building your career at any stage of your life. So these are things which I myself have followed and I have told my experience. Always you should have a fallback option and keep moving. Nobody should stop you in your career and you should have your plans. Okay, don't blame your college teacher or your parents for your career. Your career is in your hand after your schooling. Okay, it is in your hand, your hard work matters. I think too much of advice you may not like. Let me go to the topic. Okay, so how do you become an engineer? first of all, I have again these points. Engineers create things which do not present in nature. Okay, so you are nation builders. Okay, so if you are interested in building something new, then you become an engineer. Okay, otherwise there's no point in becoming an engineer. Then second point is that what do you want to build? Whether you wanted to build a communication system, a robot, a car, a spacecraft, a computer, or a tall building, or an artificial intelligence system like social network softwares, banking, control systems, electrical machines, music, signal processing, medical, agricultural, so many things are there. But you should decide what you want to build in your career as an engineer. First, you decide that. Then you should know what is the specialization that will match your interest. Okay, for example, if a student interested in building a car should not join civil engineering and okay, so you should match your interest. Okay, so that is one thing. I didn't say in case you are landed in a wrong engineering or subject also it's okay, but it's a fallback option. You try to build through that engineering. Okay, there are ways all engineering technology could be merged together. Okay, no engineering. You know why Indians are very popular in abroad and they are confident. The main reason is that foreigners who are working on any subject, even in electronics, people work on computers, they will work on computers. People work on only the keyboard design, they work on the keyboard design. People work on monitor, they work only on monitor. People work on mouse, they work only on mouse. They say that it is beyond my domain. I don't know about it because they don't want to take any risk. You know why Indian engineers are successful? They can work from computer, I mean the desktop unit, monitor, keyboard, mouse, or Ethernet connectivity, everything top to bottom. They they and not only that, they try to bring in solution to a problem from different fields of engineering. Okay, so an engineer in India is built with lot of skills. You take that in the first year, 2 semesters, you study lot of engineering aspects from other fields, from foundry to welding to carpentry to automobile, everything. Okay, to test and measurement of mechanical things, some basic programming. Okay, so you are not without your skills. The engineering college provides you all these skills to build your career. Okay, so you are not left out without the tools. When you come out of the engineering course, you are equipped, well equipped. Only thing is you should know how to use and where to use. That makes you the creative engineer. You have everything in hand. You don't know what to build. Okay, then you can't do anything. But you are creative. You can make things by putting together everything. So creative. Okay, and the other thing is easiest thing what students as soon as they join engineering degree, they say that I wanted to land in highly paid package in a software company, in a foreign job, everything. But imagine what kind of jobs you are doing. You are doing some support activity on a software company. You are doing a maintenance or a customer support, or you are doing some insurance and marketing, e-marketing, all those things. But what happened to the engineering you have learned? Okay, all these jobs could be done by a B.Sc graduate or a B.Com graduate or a B.A graduate also. Why you need an engineer for these jobs? Okay, I'm not saying you should not do the job, you can do. But when you go with an engineering degree, with your skills and with your basics, you are strong enough and you are confident enough in doing the same job in a better way. Okay, and an efficient way. That is why you should do your engineering, build all your basics strong, be confident, and take up any job which comes on your way and build your career on that. Okay, I'm not saying you are not wrong, you are wrong by going to software. No. You can do it, but do the core engineering. Okay, otherwise, why you have to pay so much fees and do the engineering? Learn them properly. You're paid for it. Okay, learn them. With that skill, you go out. I will tell you how do you change your thing in different field. In further slide, I will explain how you can mold yourself with the engineering degree. Okay. And other thing I find with students is that engineering degree teaches you tools by which you design things. Correct, as I told you now. It is your creativity which makes you an inventor. You should be creative enough to make things. It's not that engineering degree put every skill in your mind and say that okay, now you are ready. You are not a robot. Okay, you are have to think on your own, and you have your tools. Okay, so use your intelligence and knowledge acquired. So you can't blame anybody for your career. Then getting a chance to enter the field of engineering itself, okay, is a challenge nowadays. Even after getting an engineering degree, to get into a particular field of engineering, you should make yourself prepared. A fresher, how a company will recruit you, because the company have no time in training you. Okay, so the company can't spend money on your training. So what you have to do is you have to do additional courses in the field of your interest, where you want to build a career. Do some of the certified courses in the on the vacation, on the weekend. Okay, after college hours, learn things, improve your biodata, improve your resume. Okay, don't simply say that I am an engineer with 80% mark, 90% mark, but still I am not getting a job. No, that is because your biodata is not strong enough. No company can afford spending money on your training. Okay, when you are equipped with that skill, with some training outside, at the time of finishing your course, okay, the company finds you better, easy to train, and they say that without any training this candidate can start from day one. That is what the company look for. Okay, so you should not miss this in your engineering. Then do not run behind marks without learning engineering. In Tamil Nadu as well as in other state also, I've seen that people have followed the guides in the old question bank book. Okay, just before exam, 1 week, or some people are very clever, just one day before, study all the question answers, go and produce it. Some people get 60 marks, some people get 80 marks, some people get just pass, all those things. That is because your aim is only marks, but you are not studied this subject, whereas your teachers are teaching in class all the basics, trying to make you understand the concept. Okay, but you are only looking at the angle of marks. Don't do that. Mark is important, it is an entry to any job or industry, yes, but without knowledge, no use. When you go there, you will feel insulted by other colleagues because you have good mark but you don't have a skill. So even a helper will insult you there. For example, I'm an electronics engineer. I can't service my TV. I have to go to some diploma guy and to get my TV serviced. Okay. See, electrical engineers, you take how many of the electrical engineer can service their fan or geyser? No, nobody can do it. Okay. So you should spend time in getting your hands dirty in engineering. Hands-on experience, you should work. There are good workshops in engineering colleges, good technicians are available. Make a friendship with them, learn them things by doing it. They will guide you. They'll be happy that the student wanted to learn my skill. They will teach you. How many of you have approached them? You are not approached. They are skilled people employed by the college. Every lab has a skilled lab assistants and technical assistants who make yourself, what do you call, confident by working on your own hands. What we do is, even to make a PCB, we try to give our friends, they will do it, and you go and show to the teacher, yes, I have done it. Okay, these things all will not help. Okay, enjoy doing by hands and the engineering. So why I'm telling you is that the students don't do hard work. Okay, what is the point when the faculties and colleges and parents putting so much effort on the students when student is not ready to do the hard work. Okay, so I'm pinpointing your mistakes, okay, which I have seen in the students, because I sit on interview committees. I have seen many times difficulty in employing people coming from our own state, that is Tamil Nadu itself. Okay, why? Because they are having very good mark, they come call for the interview, but they don't perform it. Okay, so I'll tell you one example. You ask the same question. Suppose you have a socket near you, electrical socket. You know how much voltage it is? It is 230 volt. Some of you may say, okay, is it peak to peak or RMS? Nobody is able to tell. If you ask somebody whether it is an AC or a DC, okay, they were saying that if it is sinusoidal, it is AC. If it is flat, it is DC. Okay, so they are not able to tell in the electrical socket whether it is AC or DC and what waveform. If it is sinusoidal, in a multimeter, it should show the voltage going up and down. The multimeter doesn't show, it reads 230 volt. When I ask this question, that candidate simply says that, no, it is not sinusoidal, it is straight line, because the voltage is constant. But you know what the multimeter is reading. Okay, so this is the basics one should understand. Okay, your engineering stands where you check. Okay, so what you have gained, do you know this knowledge? Whereas a diploma or an ITI guy will be able to tell what it is. Okay, so you are spending so much money, okay, making long travels, but do the engineering the way it has to be done. Okay, so take this as advice. Okay, and this is truth. Okay, there is no hidden thing. You don't do it, you are out of the market. Okay, coming to the current technology, those who are doing electronics communication, there are many fields where you have to get yourself prepared. Your biodata should improve on these lines. When you pass out and come, okay, you should be knowing all these things. Okay, that is why I am putting some of these slides for you. The current technological trends in 5G. Okay, you know that 5G is going to change the entire society just like that. Okay, everything is going to get automated and well connected. You know, earlier we had 1G, then we have 2G, 3G, now 4G, now we are going to 5G. Okay, study what is 5G and 5G, what options it has. Okay, whether it is a software or a hardware, everything is going to depend, whether it is an automobile or electrical industry or agriculture or a medical, everywhere this 5G is going to affect your future. Okay, you can see this slide. Building smart cities with fully connected wireless networks. Okay, I don't want to tell what is 5G because that itself is a different topic. Study, like earlier days in our time or your faculty time, there were no internet facilities, and now you have a lot of YouTube videos. You type the search word, you get beautiful lectures. During night, if you are not able to read, at least plug on your headphone, connect your mobile and listen to those lectures and update your knowledge. Okay, so for that I am telling you these topics. You can listen to YouTube lectures, go to Google and Google things and learn. Okay, so that is the reason I'm telling. So 5G is going to be going to build smart cities. Healthcare, you know that patients run with all connected devices in the body, and the doctor from remote monitor the health of the patient, and so many things in healthcare industry. Manufacturing industries, the industries maintenance, quality, okay, and security monitoring of the systems, monitoring many parameters in an industry, okay, automated control, everything is going to come based on 5G. So the manufacturing industry is also looking at 5G and the 5G technologies and how it can be used for the manufacturing industry. Automotive, that is also a big thing. People are waiting to have this 5G connectivity for the automobile industry and for the cars and everything. You go through on it, you will know the 5G interesting things. Then energy management. Okay, this 5G is going to mostly work on solar cells, not on big power lines like tower. This thing. 5G towers are very low power towers, and it is many towers around you. It covers the entire area around you, and they use solar power. They are going to use multi beam forming techniques. Okay, so it's a tremendous growth you see just by changing one communication system, that is 5G. Okay, by the time you pass out and come, all these industries will be in peak, and maybe 5G can upgrade itself to next level. Then there's another area where I work on also. I'll tell you. I told you that there is a multi-engineering discipline area, which is nothing but radio astronomy in the world. Radio astronomy in India, we have telescope in Ooty Radio Telescope, ORT. You go there and see, you will understand. And this big antennas, I'll put a marker here, pointer. Okay, I'll put a laser pointer for me. Yeah. So this is the antenna where I work on. Okay, this is 45 meter in diameter, about 25 meter in height, and they are about 30 numbers of this. I work on this antenna, this receiver electronics, the fiber optic connectivity for each and every antenna to the remote signal processing station. That is my job. Okay, but the thing is that this telescope is the world's largest radio telescope in meter wavelength in the low frequency application. And the other thing is that this telescope has multidiscipline engineering, microwave or antenna design engineering, RF engineering, civil engineering, mechanical structure. This is a patented design, what you see here, mechanical designs. Then the antenna movement is about 360 degrees, okay, up and down and circular. Okay, so the servo control and power electronics control system, then the signal which is coming in, okay, is analog, then you digitize it and do a signal processing. Okay, that is there. Then Ethernet connectivity, these antennas produce gigabits of data. Okay, how do you try to handle it? Then Ethernet connectivity, these two links, antennas, and how do you do image processing with those antennas? Okay, and so many things. Other than the radio astronomy and science related, the engineering, they look at the extreme engineering in this radio telescope building. Now what happened is, these antennas have become a pathfinder or a guidance to build a world's largest ambitious project called Square Kilometer Array Telescope, which is built in Africa, South Africa and Australia. You can see this is a South African design of antenna. This is the Australian design of the antenna on the floor. Okay, so how big is this? I should tell you this. You can say that the data coming out of this site, this radio telescopes, is, you can call it as a data tsunami, they say, because tsunami, in Tamil Nadu has faced it. Okay, so it is a data tsunami, you can't imagine. Let me first tell you the numbers first. You see that 1000, everybody is familiar with the 1 GB data in your mobile. Okay, so 1000 GB is 1 terabyte. Okay, hello, am I visible, audible? I saw some noise.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. No, in case I disconnected, I do not know because I'm seeing the slides. Okay, so 1000 GB equal to 1 terabyte. 1000 terabyte is equal to 1 petabyte. 1000 petabyte equal to 1 exabyte. And 1000 exabyte is equal to zettabyte. And again 1000 zettabyte is 1 yottabyte, something like that. Now where this data tsunami work, you see here, the square kilometer array will generate, okay, about 5 zettabytes of data every year. Okay, the volume considerably global internet traffic, okay, has till now crossed only 1 zettabyte in 2016, but this telescope is going to produce 5 zettabytes every year. Okay, and there is a Australian SK mid, this is South African one, 62 exabytes into 102 petabytes. Okay, this is a kind of data it produces every year, which could fill a 340,000 laptop every day. That is the capacity of data it is going to flow. Imagine who will process this. They build a supercomputer suite, okay, which can handle 400 gigabytes of data, okay, we're processing every single second. Okay, imagine this 400 gigabyte of data is equivalent to 1600 hours of YouTube video. Okay, imagine all this thing is going to be processed by the supercomputer in 400 per second, 400 gigabytes per of data. Okay, imagine this is where the technology moves. So you should equip in these lines. How do you go into these technologies? How do you know about this trend in outside? You can't keep saying that, yes, I learned what do you call Kirchhoff's law, this law, that law. They are all basics. Okay, but same way again you say, I know this XOR gate, OR gate, NOR gate. Yes, they are all basics. You need it. With that only you can understand this. But you are just engineering study, and don't think that you are complete when you come out. You should have additional skill parallelly built by you by reading lot of things and making yourself getting certified with various courses. You should get yourself prepared. Okay, this is what I'm telling you here. Then there's another technology which is going to take a large way in India and world is nanotechnology. This has entered into information technology, medical field, energy field, consumer goods. Everywhere people say nanotechnology. Our youngsters people say, hey, this is nano, yeah, like that. Okay, but the nanotechnology has lot of carriers like this. You can go to the nano particle design to development, then building systems are based on nanotechnology, including national security, technical support, research, management, packaging, energy producer, cloth design, nano cloth designs, public service, fabrication, patent to get your design get patented. That is also an area. Environment, sales, teaching, testing, construction, and so many you have in nanotechnology. So this is the career which you have to look for in future. Then I have been asking my junior engineers and my colleagues, friends, etc., to tell what are the opportunities for ENTC engineers. There are many things. People will tell many things. Okay, I just have listed for you. You can just take this as a path. Okay, don't think that this is the final one. Okay, just look for it and see. You can strike to much better than these things. For example, mobile companies look for network planning engineer, field test engineer, communication and RF engineer, project engineer, service engineer, desktop support engineer, design and development engineer for 5G and Internet of Things, optical operation engineer, optical network planning, and then optical network support engineer. So the mobile company looks for this. If you have basics on these things, if you have any certified course on these things along with your degree, you tell me why you will not get a job. Okay. Other opportunities like offshore companies, people look for instrumentation engineers. That doesn't mean that you have to do instrumentation. As an electronics engineer, you will know instrumentation, what it is. You are studying in your first year. Okay, it's not big deal. And they wanted field engineer operations, manage field operations. You are studying even management in your course, including engineering design, maintenance, job planning, operational reporting, So many things, instrument and control engineers. How many of you learned LabVIEW? How many of you learned MATLAB? How many of you learned SCADA systems? Okay, so these are must for or embedded technologies. These are must for engineering students. Okay, so you should try to find a way to learn these things. For example, people look for experience in SCADA systems. Okay, vibration probe, metering system, control valve, RF and microwave, Modbus, different types of buses in data connection used in industries. Then fiber optic cable, mobile communication, automobile industry. How many electronic engineers are needed in the field of automobile? Okay, you think that automobile is only for automobile students? No, there are so many things. PCB design, RF simulation. You have to model the automobile and see that EMI, EMC for automobile to qualify it. Okay, you build the remote keys for it. Okay, so many things. Automated system in a car. Nowadays, the car is much of electronics and electrical, along with the what do you call mechanical. Then the data, including the GPS systems and connectivity, everything. Then CNC machine controls. Okay, then wireless modems. Then you have network design. So many things. So these are offshore companies look for people in these areas. Then along with your engineering degree, what else you can do in the even on the software side? Don't end up in going to a place for doing e-marketing or what do you call online sales and survey and support. Okay, or online banking kind of related jobs. Okay, you are away much away from your engineering field. But along with your engineering field, how you can do the same software thing on the engineer line, you can do much better. So for example, artificial intelligence is speaking a lot, machine learning is speaking a lot. Okay, it has applications in speech recognition, navigation applications, smartphone, personal assistants, ride sharing applications, so many things. Okay, like artificial intelligence, like you can go as a research scientist, engineer, machine learning engineer, AI architect. So many things are there. Study all these positions. See what is the requirement, what is the qualification you have to acquire. Along with your degree, enhance your biodata with these things. Then robotic process automation. It is not robot. It is like automation. They call it as robotic process automation is another technology that is automating jobs. Automatic jobs. Okay, RPA is used in software to automate business process such as interpreting applications, processing transactions. Just a minute. Okay, lot of things in the automated things. Okay, as an engineer, you go on all these things. It could be IT, but with the knowledge of engineering, you go and do it. Sorry. IoT. Many people IoT talk in college, say that okay, temperature monitoring, weather monitoring, rain monitoring, this that. But what is the world doing outside? Okay, with 5G and with Wi-Fi, the IoT is becoming so much. Okay, it is advanced. You can't keep working on small things like a small temperature sensor and you connect through your mobile app and show that this is the remote monitoring of a temperature. I can connect 100 temperatures, location, and then this is IoT device. Hey, how many days you are going to do this basic level? It is only for learning. After that, you try to learn what is doing the world is doing currently. You study that. In your colleges, you give a talk, example talk you give. IoT, what is the latest trend? Among your students, you form every week. In MIT, we used to do every week a student, okay, at least 10 students, okay, in an hour should give a talk on some subject. Okay, what is the current technology? Okay, so he will read from the Google, from the YouTube and present a talk there so that it benefits everybody. Like that, grow knowledge together as a team. Not that you read only, you can't read everything in the given time. Okay, share your knowledge as well as learn from others. Be a good listener as well as share your knowledge, both. So these are the angles I tell you to develop yourself. IoT is another area where you students can look for future. Then cloud computing, you know that many people say, okay, cloud mein dal ke rakha hai, I have put in cloud. Okay, so how everybody put in cloud, what will happen? Who will look after the data? How do you manage the security of it? What is the operating system? How fast you can access the data? Okay, where is the storage? Where is the connectivity for it? So many things. You look into that. Why you wanted to say cloud computing? I will do only that cloud programming related like that. You go ahead further and learn about cloud computing and the technology behind it. Okay, yes, you can do learn Java, JavaScript, Python. These are basic things you have to learn in your life, whether you are yeah, electronics engineer or a mechanical engineer or a civil engineer, whoever may be. Some of the basic software languages you should learn, because even an automobile industry is now moving towards a software way of working. Okay, everywhere the IT has entered, you can't escape IT. But every engineering, with an engineering degree and an IT, you will excel like anything. You will do a lot. Okay, but you can't escape IT. That is also there. But only IT, you are not creating. Okay, and you will be out of market soon. But with the engineering background and you enter into some of the IT areas with the knowledge, you will be evergreen in that area. That is the mistake people do it. So try to understand. Don't avoid IT or don't rely only on IT. Have your core engineering as well as put an eye on the IT, because the whole world is getting into softwares and everywhere automated. Okay, and everywhere connectivity, remote working, everything is started. So you should be matching to that. Okay, but that creativity comes only from your engineering. Then, for example, cloud computing, I was telling, so many people put on the cloud. Okay, if a company wanted the data, if the cloud connectivity latency is there, that is the delay is there in getting the data, then the company will lose business. So there is something called edge computing. That is another area where your data is close to you. Either with connectivity or without connectivity, you can access it virtually. Okay, this is another area where edge computing is people are working on. Then cyber security. You tell me why an engineer can't enter IT. Okay, cyber security is like people have everything on internet, but somebody hacking the system, you should be a network engineer. You should know how the operating system works, how it is connected, how do you protect it. Okay, unless you know the electronics part of it or the actual physical layer of the connectivity, everything, you can't work on this. Okay, the cyber security is a evergreen area. You have a job every time and you have a very good what you call opportunities in this area. And then why you people are not looking the other areas also, like for example programmers, even on computers, people should have a brief knowledge on some of these things about Oracle, okay, about network administration, Cisco certified networking. Okay, then middleware they call Apache server kind of thing. I'm not very familiar with it. I'm just telling you that. Then monitoring technologies, this is another area. Then operating system administration. Certainly you should know only not only Linux and Windows. Okay, you should be thorough in it. Okay, and then nowadays you come across like virtual machineware. That is another technology which is coming in. Okay, you should know what it is, what they are doing, and try to add knowledge to your yes, to yourself, so that you upgrade your biodata. Then other job opportunities which you have forgotten. Okay, many of you engineers should buy employment news, should read employment news. Okay, why people are not buying? Buy Times of India paper or Hindu. Every time you see a walk-in interview, every time you see advertisements of public sector and government sector, how many of you are seeing it? You are not seeing. College can't get a campus interview now given the pandemic situation. You should explore all those things. Like you have defense services. If you have very good Indian high level post you wanted, you do IES, okay, Indian Engineering Service, along with your GATE exam, you prepare it, and you can write your engineering service, get qualified, sit in top post. Go to DRDO, ISRO, BARC entrance exams are there. You can go very nice positions. Okay, then ministry. Okay, all ministries for various engineering departments are there for advisory positions. Railways, so many opportunities now with the metro and everything. Opportunities are flooding. You should equip yourself, look for, and never think that it is a lower post, higher post. You can scale up because railways and places like they advertise for lower post. Don't bother. You get in, then with your qualification you climb up. Okay, so don't think that I'm an engineer, I should not go for a lesser job. No. Okay, you can go for a technical assistant grade also, but you will climb up fast. By the time your colleagues come, you will be up. Okay, same way power and steel sectors, airlines. So many opportunities are there. I'm not saying the service related. I'm saying that, for example, the control centers in airports. Okay, they monitor the flights and everything. Those kind of things areas. Then research labs in India. Do you know how many research labs are there, including Tata Institute of Fundamental Research? So many are there. Okay, get into the research lab. Same way, automobile sectors. You have thing manufacturing industries in public sectors. Then banking industry. If an engineer goes to a bank to get a loan, an engineer in working in a bank could evaluate his project proposal. Okay, that is why bank recruit engineers also there. Why? Because they have to understand the engineering project to fund that. So engineers also have a position in banking. You try to knock this door also. Then automation industry is very busy area. You have to explore it. Then Bharat Electronics Limited, telecom industries, and finally many of my friends have told us entrepreneurship, that is start your own business. Okay, what are the areas? You are tourism, energy, automobile, packing industry, textile, transport, health service, waste management and recycling, making toys, food products, media, organic farming, supply and marketing, training and education, etc. So there are so many windows open. You select which one you wanted to take. Okay, I think with this I stop here, and I think I have crossed 1 hour. Thank you very much, and my best wishes to you all. But whatever I have told is very serious, and it is based on my experience and what I have guided my students and colleagues. Okay, so try to at least get awake now. Okay, thank you very much, and your questions can start.
Thank you, sir. It was an amazing session and was a great pleasure to listen to your talk, sir. Now, moving on to the question and answer session. First question is how to choose a stream of engineering suitable for me if my passion is more than just one course?
Okay, so you can choose the engineering. See, there are things like when you select a core engineering, okay, naturally you can deviate yourself a little bit. For example, if you take electronics and communication, okay, or an electrical and electronics branch, etc., you can get into multiple field. For example, with electronics and communication engineering, you can get into what you call communication subject. You can get into industries, power industries. Work on power electronics. You can get into software. You can get into network companies. Okay, and so many fields you can get into. Okay, or if you are interested in medical, you can do for biomedical instrumentation or biomedical equipments. You can start building it. Okay, so everywhere the electronics and communication, same way electrical electronics also has a similar options. You have a power sector as well as a power electronics area as well as the IT sector. Yes. So you can actually, when you go for a core subject, naturally you can modulate yourself to other areas. Okay. If you go only on one subject which is not core, then your deviation becomes difficult. Not only that, in the first year, you have been given basics of other field of engineering. It's not that you are totally blindfolded. You study mechanical, you study instrumentation, you study civil engineering, and you study computers, everything. Okay, so you are equipped with the basic knowledge in your first year. Okay, and then in the second and third year and fourth year only you are going to your core subject. So it's not that you are not equipped, you are equipped.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Next question is, can I go for engineering after doing any arts and science course?
See, as I told you, you have to encash your age. Okay. So if you have done your graduation in arts and science, okay, try to explore in that area to go. Okay.
Yes.
If you are switching it, you will lose your age. Okay. That is an important factor. Okay. When you lose your age, then naturally you will be out of the market. Okay, your
Yes.
seniors, your colleagues or your juniors will be senior to you. Okay, so you will lose your age and you will not suit. Okay, but you, if you are confident, some way you can do it. You can, for example, I did my B.Sc and then I did my engineering. Maybe that is the reason the student is asking. Yes, that time the B.Sc physics and B.Tech is 3 years. Okay, and now B is 4 years. Yes, you can do it, but see to that you don't lose the age in applying things. For example, a government job need a 30 years of age. If you cross that age, then you are lost. Okay, see to that you don't do it. Instead, you join a job and do your engineering in part-time or something. Okay, build your career and then you switch over, but employ yourself somewhere with a basic degree so that you show as your experience. So when you pass out your engineering and come out, you should not be a fresher. Okay, that is what I wanted to advise you here. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And the next question is, how to build my career for government jobs?
For government job, first of all, look for the government job. uh, Read employment news, which is earlier days it was 1 rupee, now I think it is 10 rupees or something. Okay, hardly every week you get a issue. Nowadays you get employment news. Then look this Hindu paper and Times of India. They regularly advertise all these things. See to that one student gets one paper, the other student gets other paper, share information, keep watching. And other thing is the government jobs need, earlier days, like you can walk in, apply and you call, they are walking, but now the competition is too high. You should qualify the entrance exams and the basic marks required for the government job. Okay, like you should be eligible enough to get your application screened in first. After screening it, your entrance is important. You should prepare for your entrance right from the beginning itself. Then, after getting the entrance thing, how do you perform in your interview? That matters. So, this is the way you do it. And other thing is, the problem with engineers or the students in Tamil Nadu is that they don't want to move outside Tamil Nadu. There are some people who don't want even to move outside Chennai. Okay, this is the very bad thing. I have seen it. Don't do it. Now with all connectivity, the world has shrinked like anything. Never bother. You get in Maharashtra or you get in Hyderabad or Bangalore or Delhi or Gujarat, wherever. Once you are ready to travel yourself, relocate in any of the state or any of the city, you will see multiple applications or opportunities for a government job. This is one of the thing I could advise you here. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for spending your busiest time in this pandemic, sir. And now, moving on to the vote of thanks. On behalf of our Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, St. Joseph's Institute of Technology, I once again like to thank Mr. Suresh Kumar, sir, for taking out time from your very busy schedule and for providing us with your highly informative insights. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved Chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan, sir, Managing Director, Mrs. S. Jasipriya ma'am, Director, Mr. B. Shashishekar sir, and our Principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran sir, for their support in conducting this program. I'd also like to thank Dr. C. Gyana Kausalya ma'am, our Head of Department, Staff and Student Affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini ma'am, Head of the Department, Lab Affairs, for their words of encouragement and guidance. I'd also like to take this time to sincerely thank our department staff for arranging this webinar successfully. And last but not the least, my sincere thanks to all the participants for your active participation and support. We truly hope that you took away something of value through this. Thanking you all. Kindly fill the feedback form. Dear participants, kindly stay back in the same link for the next session, which will start shortly.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
ma'am.
Suresh Kumar, sir, for a wonderful session. I hope that all
Thank
the
you.
participants, they gained a lot of information from you. Thank you again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very
Thank you,
informative.
ma'am. Yeah.
Very informative. Yes,
You are
sir.
real time. You are
Okay.
working. Things
No,
you.
I've seen students' difficulties. That is
Yes.
why I have to tell them,
Yes.
at least to our people
Yes.
who find it difficult outside. Okay, these
Yes.
are practical things which I've come across. Okay,
Yes.
right, ma'am, and the students can write to me also. My email address could be shared by you,
Sure, sir.
and
Sure.
I can always help them. Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir.
Dear students, kindly stay back. Within 4 minutes, the next session will start.
Tefla madam, madam is going to join. Okay.
Yes,
So,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, students, kindly stay back in the link. Once our guest joins, we'll just start.
yes. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, ma'am.
Priya, ma'am. Yes. I think
Ma'am, unmute.
madam is
Yes, ma'am.
Muted, ma'am. You're muted.
Priya, ma'am. Please unmute yourself.
Ma'am, kindly unmute, ma'am. Ma'am is rejoining. Yes. Participants, ma'am will be joining in few seconds. Kindly please wait. Denisha? Emmanuel sir? Vino sir? Emmanuel sir? Okay. Denisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can open your video, ma'am. Okay. Just 1 minute, I will put the recording.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, you can start.
The secret to getting ahead is getting started. A very good afternoon to one and all gathered here. I'm Denisha Priya from the Electronic and Communication Department, here to volunteer and compare on the second session of today's program on Future Core Engineer, organized by the Department of Electronic and Communication, St. Joseph Institute of Technology, Chennai. Our respect and gratitude to our chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan sir, our managing director, ma'am, Mrs. B. J.C. Priya, director, sir, Mrs. B. Sasi Segar, our respected principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran sir, who have always been a great source of inspiration for us in connection of the program. On this pleasant day, we would like to cordially invite Mrs. M. Priyadharshini, Professor of Military School of Electronic and Mechanical Engineering, Hyderabad, as our honorable speaker. We would like to thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation and joining us to share your skills and experience. We welcome you, ma'am. It's our pleasure to welcome the HODs of PC Department, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya, ma'am, Staff and Students Affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini, ma'am, Lab Affairs, for consistent support to us always. We welcome you, ma'am. Last but not the least, I welcome all the participants gathered here for the session. It gives us immense joy to welcome you all to make this event a grand success. We welcome you all. Now, I request Ms. Jamuna Nagendran from second year ECE to take the honor of introducing the orator.
Jamuna, unmute yourself.
Jamuna? Unmute. Jamuna, unmute yourself. Yes.
On behalf of the institution, it gives me utmost pleasure to welcome our present speaker today. Mrs. M. PRIYADHARSHINI is currently working as the Associate Professor, Faculty of Degree Engineering, FDE, Military College of Electronics and Mechanical Engineering, MCEME, Secunderabad, Telangana. She holds Master's Degree in Power Systems from College of Engineering, Pune, COEP, Pune University, Pune, and Bachelor's Degree in Electrical and Electronics from Government College of Technology, Bharatiyar University, Tamil Nadu. She has 21 years of experience in teaching for Army institutions, impart training to engineering students and graduates in the field of electrical engineering. She is an expertise in research and development for Army applications such as renewable energy systems, compressed air generator, vertical axis wind turbine, magnetic refrigeration, solar power, supercapacitor with battery, piezoelectric power generation, energy audit and conservation, DC power distribution and systems for residential buildings. During the AY 2018 to 2019, she has been awarded CMI Level 5 certificate in Management and Leadership by the AICTE UK Technical Leadership Development Program. She has acted as a session chair and has been invited for talks in various institutions. To name a few IEEE approved international conference on vision towards emerging trends in communication and networking in Belur Institute of Technology, the Institute of Engineers India IET on power quality enhancement in distribution generation. She has also published papers in reputed journals. We are honored to have you with us today, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamuna. Before moving on to the session, few instructions for the participants. Requesting the students to be in mute throughout the session. Kindly type the queries in the chat box, which will be answered at the end of the session. The feedback link will be posted at the chat box at the end of the session, and requesting all the participants to fill it for each certificate. I now invite our speaker to kindly begin the session.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I've been a participant for your program for quite a long time, listening to various webinars. But for the past two webinars, I didn't receive the e-certificates till now.
Yes, sir. That you'll be receiving it within this week, sir.
Sure, madam. Sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, please, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Shall I start?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure, ma'am.
I'll just start. Just guide me whether the screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible, ma'am.
I'll change the slide. I'll put it in slide mode. Just guide me whether it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
Is it changing the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, one second. Yeah. Uh, Thanks for your patience, because in between my mic was gone. So I think I could tell this as a good example. Um, the engineering mistakes will occur, but as an engineer, we should know how fast it should be corrected. So I believe this is one learning. So we should correct it as soon as possible, so that engineer only could do all those things, I believe. So only like knowing technicians, it is not possible. So I hope I am audible to everyone. So I'll just start my
Yes,
talk
ma'am.
from here.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes,
so it's I should thanks for college to give this opportunity to talk to the young engineers. So the aim is to everybody's aim, the entire core or entire engineer world or a professor, the aim is to bring the better engineers or the best engineers or the professional engineers in future. This is what we are trying from every level. So this actually thought before going for engineering, to give such a advices for a student who is going to become up as a future engineer. It's a good thought at this time, and it's a new initiative. So my thanks to for that, because we were not guided like this. So that's what my thinking or my experience. We were not been given such a experience to before going for engineering. So we just took whatever it is, like maybe we can say that it's a little bit of 5% interest, remaining is little guidance from the parents, not little, maybe 80% guidance from the parents. So I hope even now also maybe few parents may be attending this. So my sincere advice or request is that every student should be given their own thinking in selecting their core or selecting their field or selecting their even higher educations. It should be with their own interest, so that the engineering, it's not as a job, it is as a profession. So with that, I'll just go for my first thing is that what is the role of us, like as an engineer who is going to be become or already become. So what we are really having it. So do we really need an engineer for any work? So that is the first questions that when I was reading also, I was thinking that whether an engineer is required, because an electrician can connect any wire or anything or anything he can do it. Why an engineer is required as in electrical or in electronics or anything else? Actually, this is, for example, if we say that, my simple example is that if we I used to walk on road when I used to see that the 3 months before the road will be very good. After 3 months, if you see that road is totally damaged. So if the civil engineer would have been a person who is designing or selecting material or putting, or is the first initiative in laying out that road, means definitely it would have not the problem. Okay. So because he knows like what is the composition of the material should be given for a perfect road. So that is my opinion. So the perfectness or every work, whenever we take even a vehicle, the vehicle is just assembling is not a vehicle. The vehicle should be of its own perfectness, professionalism. So when it makes with its own stability, safety wise, then only it is an vehicle. So we need an engineer or a core engineer for everything should be of professional. So why not scientist? Actually, scientist is something different from engineers. We all know the scientists are just to find out what is exists. For example, he can find out what is the soil property, but I know as an engineer, the soil property could be enhanced or utilized for some other, which is utilized for the society. That is actually the way of working for an engineer. The science is existing. The utilization is from engineer side. Are the engineer is this question one should not ask at all. If the engineer is professional, then only it is called, they are called as engineers, or they are called as doing some work. The engineer has to be a professional. It is no question in that, even for a 5%. And the society is depend on engineer. Yes, definitely. Actually, whenever we go for a two profession, engineer and doctor, generally people used to say that the doctors are so totally related with the society, or they are only doing social works or society improvement. It's not that way. The engineers who are there, we are indirectly or directly involved. Say for example, if the electrical engineer is not proper, the total city will be dark out. We know all those things. Okay. And the society is better for engineers. Yes, definitely. If a good engineer is not there, there is no communication between you and me now. If there is no communication engineer, better engineer, definitely we could not able to talk from far away, like 600, 700 kilometer far away. I could not able to discuss with you all those things. The next is that, okay, this is something like which is scientists and engineers. Definitely this terms already been told years and years before that. In this one word, I was just impressed is that the sense without any concern to the needs of society, whereas engineers is a combination of both. Okay, we are actually having a knowledge as well as the sense and what is the need that we can able to do it for that society at that point of time. The science is existing ever, but the engineering is changing according to the generation change, according to the need. Okay, so previously when we were using washing machine, only one motor was there and a drum, that's it. So now you see how much is the development has come in that. That is only engineering people or engineers could do it. Okay, so next is, what is exactly engineering? Its stand actually. Its stand is between the science and society. We are bringing the society the scientific knowledge. We are the people who are connecting the society with the scientific knowledge. So I'm proud to say that the engineer is the only person who is connecting the society to the scientific knowledge. So he has a lot, he or she has, the engineer has a social responsibility more as compared to any professional or any profession in this world. So next is the social responsibility. What is social responsibility for us, like in this case? So what social responsibility we have, commitment we have on in society? So that is actually we are having, first of all, the safety wise. Yes, we need to give a very safe system for everything. Say now every one small mistake may break the entire, even you would have heard about cyber security and all those things. So imagine it's a highest level of now security we are going, that is depends on the engineer side. And next is that here the last point which I would like to, I have been impressed by this point is that design, development, deployment. That means it is not only design part. Say I'm taking up one project, imagine the design is from a core engineer. Yes, he is designing the entire, not only in designing, we should not stop in designing, developing a small model, like how does it work? The design parameter should be of development mode. Then deployment is the great work that the engineers do. Then say, for example, I'm designing a very big transformer and developing it in a small model and then a bigger model, and deployment connecting with the society loads and all those things, checking it's, this is actually the engineer's work. So this process, it's a very big process. If we think that it is very small, no, once you take one robo, design it, develop it, deploy it, explain to others, and utilization for the society, it is actually the great work by the engineers. In this case, every time, whatever may be the outcomes, that I'll take it as like maybe a positive or negative, I will take it a positive and move around or move along with that. That is actually a great engineers. That one, okay, design may fail, development may fail, but once again we try it. So this is actually the social things which we have to teach for the other engineers or the younger engineers or the other people. So we always try and do it. That is not once. So we have a lot of social responsibilities in this. And next is, yes, I've already told you, safety. And in this, when I was talking about all these points, you can read it later on if any point of time. This is already the net source only. But I would like to explain this, that like one engineer only can tell that this engineering work is wrong or right, which is not good for society or not good for society or good for society. This is the one which has been actually we are the person, or we are the technical persons that we could able to tell to the society, and we have that knowledge, but we don't know, we are not telling, or telling, that is a different thing. So but we are the person, we understand the project whether it is good for society or not. See, imagine how much social responsibility an engineer is having. The engineering is not one laptop and one computer. The engineering is complete this. We have lot of social responsibility. Sitting in a room and writing program is not the way of working in engineering. The engineer has got lot of social responsibility to tell that only. As a young engineers, please remember that when I am studying, yes, it is for social purpose. First of all, we should forget about our self improvement in that. We should always think that how much I can be good for my social development, or the society, how I'm going to develop it. And that to this moment, it is very much important for a young engineers. Why? Because I'll just tell you what are the constraints that we are having at this time. And before going for this, do we have responsibility to think about interaction of technology? And so say, okay, what is technology? We know that the technology is a tool to develop or to bring out the engineering knowledge. The science, engineering, and technology. The technology one, which we develop the engineering things time to time. Okay, so I was using, say for example, a diode. Then afterwards a MOSFET. The MOSFET is more good, but by increasing its technological level, and it is actually useful for now for a very high voltage current, everything improvement, development is the technology. Science is what is existing. Engineering is bringing the science to the application oriented. The engineering is getting developed or modulate or modified 1 to 2, 2 to 3, then that is your technology. Okay, so generally when we used to study, we have been called as Bachelor of Engineering. That word, I liked it. I don't know, somehow it is changed to now Bachelor of Technology, but somehow which is not matching between that word of engineering and technology. So the engineering, I believe, again bringing back to BE, it is a quite good thing as compared to B.Tech. So that's my opinion. Generally, I used to tell. So this is BE. It's engineering word is entirely different from the technology. Technology is just a development of 1, 2, 3, but the engineering knowledge is there. We can bring it 100 technology into the system. Okay, so first of all, we should become a basic engineer first. Then afterwards we can create technology later on. Okay, and yes, moral. It's actually very, very much important that moral beings, responsible moral beings are supposed to be a thing for your engineers to create a special things to impact others. We have lot of responsibility to bring it this moral in this. So another question comes that the challenges, that's what I said. We have lot of challenges at this moment as a student. When you are entering your college now, you just think of your responsibility now. It is quite tremendous. Imagine that I have to bring a natural resource. Imagine now the petrol prices increased. So what should I think to reduce the consumption of this? In what way the vehicle has to be made to reduce this consumption of the fuel, because it is unavailability, because it's become costlier. So, and next is that, undue climate changes. So actually the entire world is now facing the challenges, and the engineering people could bring a solution for it. That is one thing. That means, say for example, the pollution, you can bring a solution for it. So you, instead of my generation, like say when I was studying, I was having less problems, or the less challenges to bring out my work or to bring the work to the society. I was having less as compared to what you are having. On your shoulder, you are having lot of responsibility as compared to what we were having. So that's why we wanted to we become more of social interest as compared to as soon as I enter into the college. After fourth year, I would like to earn immediately like 1 lakh. No, that's not the way of thinking now. It's not at all the way. You have to bring the society into a better way. Okay, self development is required, money is required, I understand, but the thing is that 50% at least should think about what new thing I can able to do it to change or to bring the change in society. That is the first aim for everyone. So that's why I said it's a right time to bring this kind of what do you say, talk. I can't talk more of technical in this because you are a school level of student bringing into the engineering level, but I can tell what is moral ethics and what is the requirement for this and what are the things you are having a challenges. Okay, so we as a process, the more professors are there, the very intelligent professors are there to bring you to that level. But only thing is that you should understand your responsibility and bring your engineering skill out. Next is engineering and society. The word actually here, the last word, the last line which has been given by him, it is to the engineers falls the job of clothing the bare bones of science with life, comfort and hope. Imagine how much we are important, right? The bare bone, it's of no use. Okay, so we have to bring the shape, we have to bring the comfort, we have to bring the life for it. Then imagine how much important an engineer profession is having. It's a very great profession. So we have to learn it properly according to the society needs, as well as our own self-interest also should be there to bring it to the society. Next is define. We know, everyone knows this. It is discover what is exists. This word I always like when I enter into my engineering profession. The very first word which was impressed for me, that engineer creates. You are a creator. Imagine, think of the creator is how powerful the word. Okay, so that is the one which you have to create some. Every engineer, imagine a simple part of creation will bring the world into any level. Next is ethics. Yes, it's really required in engineering field nowadays. I'm telling you, it is nowadays. The moral and ethic it's really required for an engineering field now. Okay, yes, a technician cannot be an engineer. The engineer should not go to technician level. Okay, that's my humble request. We should think like engineers. Okay, the ethics in this, it's very much. The ethic means that your work is your, other work is others. Simple way of telling. Okay, so this is, you have to think yourself and create yourself, then it is good for a society. Okay, next is acting as an engineer. It's not just engineers. You have to practice yourself, you exercise yourself as an engineer. That is, first is, yes, you have, economy means it's not house or a home or a self economy, it's a society economy, society security, society safety and reliability. The reliability is very much required. The reliability lost, you know how much I struggled in 2 minutes. Okay, so this is really required. All these 4 parts, if we remember, definitely we learn the subject in a proper manner. Next is image. Your image is more important. You have to create your image. So I remember this, that when we were studying in first year, we used to carry the very first time to the class, like all drafter and drawing sheets. We used to proud ourselves. Okay, nowadays, okay, you are carrying a laptop or you are carrying an iPhone, whatever it is, but the image, like what I am an engineer. The engineer is not an engineer like who is just sleeping and getting up at 10 o'clock, 10:30, sitting in computer, doing some programming up to 12 o'clock. No, I can't accept that, because he is a programmer. The engineer imagining engineer is different. Who is thinking fresh, who is thinking every time creative. Okay, so next I come to the core. Okay, the main part of this talk, the core engineering. What is meant by that core engineering that we have? Generally, in olden branches, that what we were studying, even that time also, even this time also, if you take IITs and all those things, we have core engineers means mechanical, electrical, and civil. These are the core engineers, because in these three branches, everything is included. Okay, there is no separate branch was required for this, that because it is including everything. Mechanical has got, yes, we need all mechanical movements, vehicle or anything, whatever you have, a small mechanical movement will be there. If you make even a wheelchair, just you imagine how many mechanical movements are there. Temperature, thermodynamics, all field will come in mechanical. Electrical, it is includes at that time even electronics also. It is all obviously voltage and current. That's what everybody will think in that way. So they have created a electrical, civil engineering. Most of the buildings, imagine now, I always being surprised in seeing so many buildings nowadays, but the number of civil engineers are less. I surprised that the number of civil engineers are less. How come the buildings or everything it's coming out? But it is quite very, very pathetic condition nowadays. People think that construct a building, a design is required, and people are required to monitor, some contractor is required. But people every time forget about a civil engineer part in it. That is why very fast the building gets damaged. We know that. After 1 year, imagine, or not even 1 year or 6 months, one full complete climatic changes, the building is not at all accepting. Imagine, then what is the level of that construction that the people have made it? Without civil engineer, it's not possible to make a good construction at all. The civil engineering mindset is different. He will think, I'll study from the soil to from the composition, and the pieces, hind pieces, each and every piece composition he will study. Then only a good building can come up, or it can stand for years together. Otherwise, I believe whatever it is going on, it is not. Because the civil engineers are coming down now slowly. I don't know. People are thinking that civil engineering is not at all an engineering. No. How come? It's not possible at all. You have lot of buildings, but we are not finding out any civil engineers. Then it's a pathetic condition. Because there is no availability of civil engineers, the other people have overcome. Architect is not a civil engineer. Civil engineers differ from architect. Okay. So next is other things are there. If you, again, the engineering world is surrounding these three engineering only. So again, we will give chance, or we will give life for the civil engineering. People sometimes used to think that it's a civil engineer is nothing. No, it's not at all. How come it is possible that you bring some change in civil engineering, that branch will boom again? It's a core engineering of us. Okay. The next is non-core, you know very well. The non-core is other things, IT, computer, whatever it is afterwards it has come. It's all non-core engineering only. The core means this is the first one. And branch, in this the branch is now electronics. The core branches are now electronics, electrical, mechanical, civil. You may say as a chemical engineering also, because that is the oldest engineering in the world. So these are the core branches. So my sincere advice is that, since I'm being an electrical, it is not that I'm telling for my young engineers, if you select any one of it, you can add upon other things. Okay. A computer engineer cannot be an electrical engineer, but electrical engineer or electronics engineer, he can make himself as a computer expert. That's it. It's a simple word I'm telling. The electronic engineer can be a expert in computer, not a computer engineer. I don't want to blame computer engineering whoever is taking. What I mean to say that not one electrical engineer can be of electronic side, computer side. So your chances are more. You will be a multidisciplinary person if you go for a core branches. Okay. And yes, obviously the core branches are tough. I agree, because it has value. Okay. So that's why it is tough. The tough things always will be a very good thing for future. It's not easy going. Okay. But you have to study well, and you should add upon the things in that. The add upon things can be done in a developing stage. That means it's a technology. electronics engineer adding a technology, then you can become electronics and expert in computers, writing, in programming, expert in even in electrical, expert in microcontrollers. All those things you can bring. Even a mechanical engineer, he can be a mechatronic afterwards. So the core branch will give you a lot of chances compared to the non-core branches. This is what our experience says every time. Yes, we need one computer engineer, it's enough. So one or two, but you can be also one best computer engineer if you are being a electronics person. If anybody has got any difference of opinion, they can discuss with me after this. Next is the core branches. If you see, many people will ask me, yes, can I get the job in this? I can't assure for 100 people. Yes, it is sure that we have a limited job in this field. But like this, lot many are there. I have given example as one or two, but we have lot many. Nowadays, what happens? After completing engineering, people immediately going for a job of nothing will be utilized from your knowledge, what you have been studying it. Okay. The very first job, when we go for it, we should feel it. Yes, this I have studied already. Okay. When I went for first time to my job, when I was studying electrical engineering, I went to EB. I felt first time that yes, the Kirchhoff law is used somewhere. Faraday's laws is used somewhere. Yes, I was searching for it. Where I will use it? Where is the usage of it? Because I'm studying from the school. They would have studied in school, or they would have taught you in school that what is Kirchhoff's law. Only by finding out resistance, voltage. This is not the thing. We are just saying only the resistance and current, what is the behavior. Then after that, the real application comes in engineering. This application I have to implement somewhere means, yes, I have to search for such kind of jobs. We stopped searching it nowadays. The kids stop searching it. Okay, it is coming in on the way, some job. Okay, very easy going. We are picking up, but once they enter into that level of job, we can't go for a core job again. So that is another difficulty. If somebody asks me that, really I am having a chance? Yes, you are having. You have to write exams. You have to study for it. And you have to be motivated for that. Your aim should be in such a way that, okay, so your job should give you a life security for others. It should be a good for society. Then you will be searching for such kind of job. Definitely, when I was joining in this type of colleges, people you ask me, is there such kind of colleges are there? I was also surprised because I was not knowing unless I moved from. I wouldn't have really known that if I would have been sitting in Chennai. I would moved to Pune, then I came to know, yes, such kind of jobs also there. So first of all, we have to search for it. Okay. In my time, we used to take, employment news. Now, I don't know whether the employment news is existing or not. I don't know how many of you are listening, but my opinion is there is no student is searching in employment news, the employment. Though they are searching in net, wherever it is coming. Yes. But when the requirement is increased more than 20,000 in your life cycle, at least to run your family, I don't know how you are accepting the job for 20,000. That's my surprise. Okay. So please think over. The core branch will give you a constant and increasing. I'll tell you further slides how good it is if you go for a core subject. Okay. See, benefits. These are the benefits I get if I am going for a core subject. Imagine. First of all, job satisfaction. I told you, I was searching for me that I have studied Faraday's law, whether is that generator is existing here. I studied transformer, whether the transformer is there. I was very happy to see the transformer in working in practical model. So career opportunity. Yes, after that, you can start. It's a startup for you. But after that, you will be searching in your career. Okay, similar. I learned. I can come out after that. Challenging work. Definitely, you have challenging work there. Many people used to say, when you go for government job, you don't have any, development or nothing. It's wrong. So challenging work is there only. But whoever is working, they'll bloom very good. But whoever is not working, nobody is going to take care. That's the truth. Okay. And intellectual, you are going to develop yourself. You will learn yourself because you wanted to come up. So if you go for a core engineering jobs are the benefit. These are the benefits that you get. It financially secured, prestige, yes, everything. Technological and scientific discovery, yes. If I'm joining in my organization, means they are not going to stop me in BE only or ME only. They want from me more. They want from me that what is the technical development, can me do it. So that way of creative thinking, finally you will get it if you are in core subject. This is definitely a taste. You feel the engineering taste if you go for such kind of subjects. Okay. Next is next generation. What is the field in it? Okay. So imagine the computer only. It's not, I feel like people are thinking only by writing Java or Excel. Yeah, but more than that, you have a lot of systems that you have to study. So living system engineering, imagine you have living system engineering means what is lifestyle, what type of systems are required, that is there. And life-saving equipment system is there. Okay, infrastructure creative, renewable energies. So these are management sites. Okay, everything can come from the core engineering. Next is next generation. What is next generation? Your generation. Your generation is, see, problem solving will come from the core engineering only. The engineering design, the word will come from core engineering. Okay, knowledge of integration, education and mentoring, everything. If the person is very good in his core engineering, he can able to speak very well. Nobody could speak other than a person who is good in education. He will speak very good. Okay, so that's why it's a system integration. So these are the things in next generation that you can go for with the core skill or with the engineering skill. The engineering skill itself will come from the core engineering only. Core curriculum, imagine. And this, you see, all things revolving between electronics, chemical, physics, all those words only, electrical and information technology. Okay, so these are the things which you can actually have a core curriculum for your next generation. Okay, next is electronics. Say if somebody takes electronics, example I'm giving, if it is electrical, you have the same kind of engineers. You have even electrical also network engineers, you have electrical engineer, you have power system engineer, you have network and everything, communication. Even in electrical it is there, in electronics it is there, mechanical, yes, you have mechatronics engineer, you have thermodynamic side, you have fluid mechanics side, all those things. Core engineering has got a lot of field as compared to any other engineering. The core engineering, I mean to say that core branches, electronics, electrical, mechanical, civil. So these are the core engineering. If you take core engineers, the number of field is more for you. The electronics engineer, communication engineer. So you can be a networking engineer. So you have job opportunity. The topmost field will be for core engineers only every time. Okay. So next is development. What are the development that we have done in core engineering means? These are the things which you already know. See this, the last point in this, that this is the point, C scanner, CT scanning. So whatever the scanner is giving me, I have to analyze it and study. For that an engineer is required. Without an engineering, it is not possible. Digitization of audio signal, it is required. Your engineering knowledge is required. Okay, but we have shortage in this now. Don't think that we have people. No, we have shortage. What we are doing now, we are buying equipment from other side instead of making it. So why? Because the development engineer, hardware engineer, core engineers have come up down gradually. That is why we are bringing outside. Okay, so that is not good for our own Indian country. So entire engineering field is revolving in one branch. No, that's not there. The core branch, whenever the core branch is developing, then only the engineering skill is developing. Next is same, whatever the field is there, broadband communication, which already has come up. You have in 5G, even the 5G system. Okay, let it be in, it is in programming but the 5G system should be with the proper antenna system. If the proper antenna is not designed, you can't use it any G, okay, 5G or 4G, whatever it is. So for that, a communication engineer is required. Next is specialized in this. You see, first of all, the robotics. So nowadays, the robotic is totally, somebody thinks that the robotic is from computer engineering. No, it is from your all combination. Mechanical engineering. If you are good in electronics, you can, even with the help of some mechanical knowledge, you can able to make a robotic field, or you can shine in robotic field in a better way. Remote sensing, that's a very big field now. Remote sensing is the good thing now. Our sensors are the very good field. If you go for communication side or electronic side, the sensors, if you become expert in sensor, you will be absorbed, or you can do many things for even army, for defense, for social things, for a social security. If you just read sensors, you can do any number of what do you say achievements, are the creative thinking can come from the sensor knowledge. Nanotechnology, the other one, which is made the world is, or the equipment become very small. So this nanotechnology is the booming now. You can embedded already, it has come. The nanotechnology is the new one again. Just you imagine, the field is endless for such kind of core engineering subjects. It's electronic core field. Same thing, electrical core field has got a lot of things nowadays. E-vehicle, it's a very booming now. So if you go for electrical field, there is no limit in that. So for electronics and electrical, okay. Next is same thing, like you have electro-optics. I was surprised, electro-optic fields are very, very high. Weather monitoring systems, okay. So fabrication, everything is based on your electronics core only. Next is mechatronics, I already told you, okay. And the major technology in which an EC engineers can work. This is actually which I was just going through some branches. I was just thinking that to discuss the analog and radio frequency circuits. That is a separate branch for you, separate field for you. Communication, signal processing. Signal processing, many people used to, when you go for engineering, there is one subject, maybe ma'am, and in your college EC, DSP, digital signal processing. It's a very good subject. You have a lot of opportunity in that. Computer and digital system, networking. Networking is again one more field. You have hundreds of engineers required in this field. Next is computer vision, image processing. Image processing, the other one, that's what I said. If I get an image from a camera, how I read it in such a way. The image processing is a very big field. Control system and robotic. It is mostly hardware plus software. So you have this control system and robotic is with the electronic group. Okay. So basically we are also part of it. It is as an electrical person, I'm saying control system and robotic is part of electrical also, and mostly for electronics people also. So you have very good opportunity in this field. Remote sensing, nanotechnology. These are the very booming technologies now. If you go for a core engineering field, let it be electrical or electronics or a communication engineer, these are the field which is waiting for you. And nanotechnology, definitely we have very less number of engineers in it. If I have an antenna of size of 30 to 30 centimeter of your 30 centimeter of diameter for a frequency range, you would like to reduce the size of it, the nanotechnology is very good. MEMS, very good. Okay, so these are the technical field that it is waiting for you. Okay, this is another ADAP. This is a finally ADAP now. It's a present system. Sustainable energy and power system is also added in some portion from electrical to electronics. Energy storage technology. Why the energy storage technology? Battery is added to electronics, you know. It is now because of e-vehicle. We have battery management system. The battery management system, mostly 90% is electronic. Okay, electronics engineer only can do it this. So, and electrical engineer, yes, he can also. Core engineering means a combination of mechanical, electronics and electrical can do a better e-vehicle as compared to anybody else. Okay. Next is, these are the core companies. Imagine you would have thought of one or two, but even when I was just searching it, I thought only one or two, but you have core companies too many. Okay, just read when you are free, just go through an internet also if you want, just see the core companies. People, somebody says that there is no opportunity for engineers, I won't believe it, and definitely I won't accept it also. We have n number of opportunities, we are just simply sitting and telling. Present stage, the Infosys has got a lot of projects, but because you would have studied, some of the programmers made the engineering field work, but it is not working now properly. You go through in it, you will read it. I don't want to openly say this. Okay, so this Infosys also thinking that you are thinking that the Infosys taking computer. No, the Infosys way, it's benefited, or it is benefit for the Infosys if the engineer, core engineer, electronic person is writing a program. He'll understand the system as compared to a computer engineer or a IT person or a computer only programmer. Programmers are different. Okay, the only programmer, for programmer, engineer is required to explain its condition. Okay, next is, these are again main core companies in Indian country, and I'm coming for my own field, like army. If you take army, we don't have any computer engineers or a programmer or whatever it is. We have electronic, mechanical, electrical. That's it. So we stop there only. The role of engineers here, it's very tremendous. Like not outside. We do our work ourselves. The army repairs its own components by its own engineers. That means the core engineers have got more importance as compared to any other field or any other people outside. The core engineers built their own vehicle. Okay, they repairing is very difficult. We know one equipment, if we could not able to repair, that means we are not having proper engineers. That's a meaning. If I'm throwing a equipment tomorrow, my mobile could not be repaired, means what? I don't have engineers, hardware engineers to repair it. That's it. That's a meaning. So we have come to that end. So that end, it is not good. But army cannot run like this. We have to have a electronic, mechanical, electrical engineer to repair our equipment. The equipment may be 1972 equipment, but I have to repair it and maintain it, develop it in a further level. Okay. So next is, they are responsible. That's what I said. They are responsible for all their radars, their missiles, their computers, their communication equipment. Everything will be repaired by themselves. It will be ready for even war and peace, both the sides. So imagine how good engineers are required. You may be one of the engineer tomorrow, right? So don't think that there is no opportunity. The opportunities are more. We have to search for it. Okay, you develop yourself to come to this level or this social. That's what I said. Society development is one of the thing in this. If you go to army and work as an army engineer, you will feel very satisfied as compared to what is like outside. Okay, so for that you have to prepare yourself. Okay, next is, we have three kind of engineers. I'm just saying only for army. This is differ from Navy, this is differ from your Air Force. Okay, you can search it for Air Force and Defense, but I am saying only for army. We have three type of engineers. Combat engineers, it is only of totally uniform. Once you join in army, you become a combat engineer. You engineer, join in army, then you will become. Then military engineering service, MES. For this, you have to write an exam, that is IES. IES, Indian Engineering Service. This exam is there after completion of your engineering degree. You can write. This is for core people. Again, I'm telling that you can be a mechanical, you can be electrical, you can be electronics, you can be civil. Even civil engineers gets benefit in this. The border road organization. We have third thing is that you have one organization, BRO. Okay. So in this, the combat engineers, imagine. I was surprised. They built their own, what do you say, to cross a river. They built immediately. And that too very fast. So imagine a civil engineer, how much is required here. We have core engineers as civil. So it's not that it's so simple, or I'm become a civil engineer, I don't get any benefit. Nothing like that. You have lot of opportunity even in this. If you are willing to join in army, yes, you be any engineer, you get a chance here to work for country or to work for your society. Okay. Next is IES. IES is really good. You have to write an exam and you will have an interview. But the exams nowadays, very few people from mostly, I wanted to tell you this point, mostly from southern side, we are not writing at all. I'm saying, even I was not aware. Imagine in my time. But now we are there to tell you, please write IES. Okay. It's not that you need a very tremendous knowledge for it. You study your subject regularly, be a core engineer, and read your subject properly. Then you become an IES officer, and you can have, or you will be deployed in, what do you say, military service as well as in railways, everywhere you require. Okay. Next is, this is one thing which after joining there, you can work in this. Like we have GREF, that is General Reserve Engineering Force. We are totally having lot of engineers for this. And this is working not only for engineering, it is working for even whenever the peace time is there, when you have flood, you have, for everything they are coming and working it. Constructional national highways, reconstructing the national highways, airfield, building, bridges, all those things will be made as separate forces there for. So imagine how many engineers are required in this field. Many, but we are not searching it. Okay, so please, and that too from southern side, I feel very, what do you say? I wanted to put this point at this forum, that as a south side engineers, why we are not coming up to this, why we are not studying this, why we are not applying it. Don't think that I am from I have to from IIT only. No, it's not necessary. You may be from IIT, you may be from any other college, but you are an engineer. When you study, the IIT syllabus is also same, your syllabus is same. So both are equally important. So only thing is that how you are studying, that's all. That's a matter. How much importance you are giving for your studies, that is very important. Okay. And then next is, yes, I would like to give this point particularly for my southern side student. Please concentrate on your communication skill. This is very much required. If someone asks me that I have a good knowledge, okay, but I could not able to express it outside. My competitiveness is reducing because of my communication skill, means it's not good. You are powerful when your communication is good. Okay, you can pass. That's what, see, I have put this word purposely. You can give your information very accurately, very confidently, and very fast in a forum, means it is communication, right? Once you keep reading in laptop, it will not come at all. You have to interact with your professor every time. Please do interact with your professor and interact in class, interact with everyone and give a talk. Let it be first talk will not be good. Next. Yes, you will improve very well. Okay, so this is my humble request. This communication skill, even I faced this problem. When I was studying, I was from, you won't believe it, that I am from a normal government college. Okay, I have picked up my communication skill after I joined an army. My organization taught me this. Okay, so because there was no communication for me in my college, nobody was talking in English. They think, actually, English, why we have to talk in English? We know Tamil, we'll talk. Yes, it's correct. But when you are coming to outside world, you would like to interact with other people, then the knowledge of communication is required. Okay, so please don't hesitate to communicate with your professors. They are the first step to communicate. Okay, they will bring you to outside world. So please communicate with them. Just attending the class, getting up and going, it's of no use. Okay, they are ready to answer for your questions every time. And if we talk this topic, we can talk throughout day. But I'm just ending with this slide. And thanks for your listening. Very patiently, everybody were listening. Thank you so much. And any questions, please?
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session. Now let us move towards the question and answer session. Which course of engineering could be the best in 5 or 10 years?
Which course of engineering?
Could be the best in 5 or 10 years.
5 or next 5 and 10 years. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
See, I believe always in core engineering. Okay. In core engineering, anything is good. So if you believe in civil engineering, I say that the civil engineering has got a lot of opportunity now. And mechanical engineering, yes, next is. And you wanted to be of every department, one engineer is there means at least one electrical engineer, one electronic engineer will be there in every department. Okay, subject is tough. Electronics, electrical is really tough. I agree with you. I can't say that I wouldn't want to reduce the weight of that subject. It's good when you put more effort and you will be shining very good. I will tell you, in every from small company to the very large company, very large scale companies, every company at least pick up one engineer. So my first preference is these two, electricals and electronic communication. So better choose in such way that, and you put 1, 2, 3, mechanical engineering, third, fourth, civil engineering. So I just believe in core. That's it.
Next question, ma'am. Will automation make all engineers jobless?
I don't think so. If you are good in hardware, the automation may fail many times. Even now you have seen my computer started giving problem, right? So any washing machine fails, I can't throw it. The washing machine is the automation, but I can repair it. How? I should know what is the hardware in it, right? So automation is not going to reduce the job, but rather you don't reduce your work because of automation. You read the hardware and you become a good engineer, then the automation, let it grow one side. But automation, one stage, it is required and human engineer to intervene, right? So that knowledge we required it. So I don't believe in these things that automation will reduce the job, definitely. Okay.
The next question, ma'am. How to value engineering course? What are the skills required?
Skill is first is that you are interested. See, I want to say that, like, I would, whatever may be the outside world developing or anything, I wanted to become a good engineer means I first go for with my interest. Like, say, I have interest in communication, I have interest in electrical, I have interest in mechanical. So I go for interest. The next is that, yes, next is field. Okay, I may be having very good interest, but the next further of studying, is there any possibility to grow it in a higher level? When I go for a PhD topic, I should not be stopping somewhere for myself that I don't have a topic at all in that core engineering. Okay, that should not happen. See, that's why we have to select. The skill is required to study the depth, how it is growing, the subject, how it is growing. Okay, what is that next level of the subject, next level of the subject? If electronics takes, okay, communication, what are the field? So what is that extreme level? Is there any opportunity to grow for me in that? That is next thing. Okay, these are the skill one should search for it till PhD level. If I have wanted to do the PhD there, okay, what is my topic existing in this particular core? Okay, I should not end up with somewhere the development.
Thank you, ma'am. I request the participant to fill the feedback form available in the chat box. And now it's time to express our gratitude on behalf of Department of Electronic and Communication Engineering, St. Joseph Institute of Technology, St. Joseph Group of Institution, and the entire fraternity of the institution. First of all, I extend a most sincere thanks to the Almighty for making today's event a resounding success. I extend a hearty thanks to Mrs. M. PRIYADHARSHINI ma'am for the enthralling speech on future core engineer. Thank you, ma'am, for sparing time from the busiest schedule to grace this occasion. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank the head of department, Dr. C. Nana Kausalya ma'am, staff and students affairs, Dr. G. Rohini ma'am, Lab Affair, and all the other faculties organizing this event successfully. I thank all the students for their active participation. Thank you all.